everybody, it is Self-Care Sunday! Tell me about your day, folks. It is Self-Care Sunday. Welcome to the show. We're doing our 8 o'clock Central Time show tonight.
And you're right on time.
The Peanut Gallery thought that was funny.
Well, it's 8 o'clock Central, you're right on time.
Yeah, I am right on time at 8 o'clock Central tonight. Who's joining us tonight? Tell us about your Sunday. How is your Self-Care Sunday going? It is good to have you join us. At more than 8 Central than ish. Who's on the line tonight at 8 Central? Hey, Kitty, how are you? Good to have you here. Good to have you with us. How was your Sunday? Did you get some self-care in? Did you get some time for you? I want to know. What is happening out there today with everybody? Sorry I'm so late tonight. But good to have you all with me. Good to have everybody joining. Tell me what we are grateful for this Self-Care Sunday. It's how we how we roll each week. We have to have Self-Care Sunday. We wouldn't be a week without it. Would not be a week, and we're kicking off a new week here. We are kicking off a new week. As we join in this new week, week 31 or 32, depending on how you're counting. Week 31 or 32 is what we're kicking off today on Self-Care Sunday. Tell me what you're all grateful for. Somebody's got to be grateful for something today. Somebody's got to be happy that the Patriots lost. Your house and yard back into shape and made banana bread. That's pretty good, Kitty. That's a pretty good Sunday. That's a pretty good start to being grateful for something on this Self-Care Sunday. Max got a bath. So our dog got a bath. That was an accomplishment today. That's, fresh from Disney, but he didn't get like a Disney scarf or anything for getting his bath done. You would have thought. Oh, he doesn't like costumes.
Oh, he's adorable in costume.
He's adorable, but he doesn't like costumes.
He likes them more than other dogs.
Rose is back home after a week of retreating in the mountains and forests for some fresh air and revitalization. You are revitalized. I am so proud of you, Rose, for doing that. I know it wasn't easy, but the good stuff rarely is. So I am thankful that you were able to do that and are back at it, or back at home, so you can hit the ground fresh and running tomorrow. So I'm thrilled for you, Rose. I am thrilled for you that you were able to do that. And also hashtag jealous just a little bit. Just a little bit. Very, very proud of you for doing it, and just a tiny bit jealous. Escaping everything sounds really, really good. Speaking of somebody who's been away, Angie, Nebraska Angie is back. Left Illinois. Oh my God, yeah, your week, I have heard such amazing things of your week, Angie. Such amazing things about your week. And I haven't even caught up with you about it. It is having that team, building that team, Rose, is how we do it. Building that team, it's what makes it real. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. And you had the little ones today, too. you know, that'll take care of itself. The bounty will be plentiful at your store. Your store is gonna best in the county. I read best in the county, and is gonna be doing just fine. We'll be doing just fine. So, but that is great. That is great. And, you know, everybody's just a little bit jealous of what you pulled off, Rose. So I got to say that. Well, and that they didn't get Angie time. So, I mean, other people are jealous of that, too. Everybody likes it when Angie stops by. But she spends time in Florida now, too. So you never know, Rose. Angie might just stop into the safari. She could just pop in and be like, hey, who's that face behind the curtain? And it's Angie. Oh, where were you? Oh, yes, they do. Well, hey, let's get this party started tonight. I know I'm running on Central Time today, even though I'm not in Central Time. I'm on set, so you know where I am. It's not like we had this made as a virtual Zoom background or anything. I'm on set. Oh, well, hey, my tech people. Best of best in 2 counties, actually, Rose. Whoa! That is awesome. That is awesome. Congrats. Very happy for you. Max needs to go out. Drinking P. Max needs to go out. They're coming, Max. All right, let's get this started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. It is. It's how we do it. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Great to have you with us. Sheila's joining us. When Angie shows up with the big honking RV, you know, in your parking lot and goes beep, beep, you know, you never know. So this is how we start every night. The Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight we are on page 114. Good morning. Keep going. They will move the goalposts. They will upend the board when they're in check. Life will be unfair. You keep going. Keep going. Isn't that the truth? Here we are, folks, on Self-Care Sunday, the start of week 31 or 32, depending on how you're counting. 7 months into this, okay? We weren't supposed to be just 2 weeks into this 7 months ago. Okay, this was going to be a 2-week thing. Who knew? They moved the goalposts. But we've kept going. You've kept going. You, and you have all kept going. I'm incredibly proud of you for keeping going, even when the goalposts have moved. You've kept moving forward. You've kept doing it. You're awesome. Amazing, even. Amazing. Okay. Hey, who's made the recipe of the week this week? Our Resale Strong cookbook at narts.org/resalestrong REC for recipe, the narts.org cookbook, narts.org/resale strong REC takes you right to the Resale Strong cookbook, where all the recipes that we've been doing all along are in there, including this week's recipe, sponsored by Rebecca's Trip to Disney and the 2020 Taste of Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Gourmet macaroni and cheese with Boursin garlic and fine herb cheese topped with herbed panko. It's good. So I've been told. That's what Capital One told me. Ooh, it's good. And if Capital One tells you it was good, then it's good. You know, and Capital One likes Shake Shack, I'm just saying. Cooking up magic, but this is our recipe of the week. I know Kitty made banana bread today. This would go good with the banana bread. Just saying, it is our recipe of the week, people. So hopefully you had an opportunity to do that, or add it to your list of things to make. You know, it's right there at narts.org/resalestrong slash resale strong REC takes you directly to it, or you can find it off the narcs.org slash resale strong page. What do I got going on here as we work our way through Rocktober? You know, really kind of from a business perspective, I got to say it was more of a normal weekend after all. It was weird in how it got there, okay? You know, if you looked at the flow of business or tried to guess when there was flow or customers or anything else, it was really kind of weird. But it was more of a normal weekend. Higher transaction counts, higher sales. I got to say, in our world, that is something that we did have this weekend. So that was kind of exciting. You know, I was like, I wasn't sure where it was going. But you know, you have faith, and it got there. So that is great. I am happy about that as we work our way through Rocktober here. October, the new December in some parts of the world. I got a few things here tonight to talk about. I always have something to talk about. Staples, who we do not endorse in any way, shape, or form, and do not patronize, is trying to take a page out of Amazon and Kohl's playbook, okay, where Kohl's started accepting Amazon returns and saw an uptick in business. Staples is doing a pilot where they will allow its stores to be used as dropped-off locations for returns of goods sold by other online brands. They are working with reverse logistics tech firm Optoro to allow consumers to bring returns to more than 1,000 Staples stores and get credit for items returned through a QR code on their phones. They're calling it Express Returns, and it will be in place by January in time for the peak holiday return period. It's a whole bunch of brands that they'll be able to take back for, because Optoro handles the reverse logistics for a whole bunch of companies. I'm trying to say... It doesn't list the stores that are, but there is a good number of stores that are participating in that, and that is kind of interesting as they've done that. While I'm talking about Kohl's for a second, I mean Amazon, I thought this was interesting. In an old-fashioned paper people, they still exist. This is an evening paper too. We get an evening paper delivered here. Delivered to my door, almost. Well, the end of the driveway. It's a long driveway. Independent bookstores last week on Prime Day launched an anti-Amazon campaign, which I thought was great, and it was done by the same company that who was it? The company that did the that got all the social influencers to show up and buy Payless shoes and talk about them as being fancy. Remember when they created that Paylessy shoe store, okay, in California, and they had all these social influencers show up? That same company created this, and they redid these bookstores as to launch the Boxed Out campaign, which a handful of bookstores around the country will have windows boarded up and boxes piled up out in front that resemble Amazon delivery boxes, with one label reading, "Don't accept Amazon's Brave New World." The beginning of what the Booksellers Association hopes. This is being sponsored by an independent booksellers association. And there's been a resurgence of the independent booksellers pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, COVID has hurt them as much as anything else, but they have redone these stores, and I don't know how well the picture will show up here, but there is a picture of a store that's being outfitted with this program, And, again, it's how do you get your store noticed right now? And I thought that was actually kind of cool, that they're doing that to get noticed. Oh, the Payless idea was absolutely genius, Rose. I thought that was just unbelievable when they did that. I loved that. I loved watching what the influencers said and stuff and talked about. And they actually got them to buy the shoes, some of the shoes too. I mean, in addition to what they were giving them for promoting it and being exclusive influencers at the opening party. I mean, that was just, it was genius. It was a genius campaign. So, this helps people take notice of local stores. I'm all for it. Prior to COVID, there really was a big resurgence in independent booksellers. They had dropped down. I think their membership was below 1,000 at the Independent Booksellers Association going into the recession, the Great Recession in 2008, 2009. They're now back up to, after being well over, 7,000 members. They're now back up around 1,900 members, but COVID has certainly taken its toll, just like it has on every other customer-facing business. I hope that this program that the Bookseller Association is doing helps them. I enjoyed reading about it and hearing about it. I thought this was super cool. H&M is unveiling new clothing recycling technology. H&M is set to debut a new garment-to-garment recycling system and giving customers an upfront look at how it works. The Swedish fashion giant will offer customers the opportunity to watch as their unwanted pieces of clothing are transformed into new fashion items via its new garment-to-garment recycling system called the LOOP. It's L with 3 O's and a P. The LOOP. The machinery used in the transformation made its debut on October 12th in the H&M store in Stockholm. They're committed to closing the loop on fashion, and this machine visualized to customers that old textiles hold value and should never go to waste. This is the first time this garment-to-garment recycling system is shown in-store by a fashion retailer, and H&M is proud to soon offer customers the opportunity to watch this container-sized machine recycle their old textiles into something new. Loop uses technology that disassembles and assembles old garments into new ones. The garments are clean, shredded into fibers, and spun into new yarn, which is then knitted into new fashion finds. Some sustainably sourced virgin materials need to be added during the process. The system uses no chemicals, providing for a significantly lower environmental impact than when producing garments from scratch. H&M has set a goal to have all of its materials be recycled or sourced in a more sustainable way by 2030. Take a look at that machine room that they're setting up in the store in Stockholm. I mean, that is pretty cool. That is just cool. I just thought I think when things get a little more stable, a field trip to Stockholm to check this out is important. So a live trip to, a field trip. I don't think we can take the RV there, Angie, but a field trip to Stockholm is definitely in order to check the. I want to see this machine do it. I want to bring a bunch of freaking clothes. I want to stuff this machine full of clothes and see what comes out the other side. Okay, I mean, think of, the clothes we reject, okay, and see what they turn it into, okay, when somebody brings in their dead spouse's clothes, or my husband died and these are his clothes, whatever. I mean, these are all new with tags from the 80s, whatever it is. I just wanna I want to see this machine do its thing. I mean, I could pack a whole suitcase with it and see all about it. So I thought that was great. Hey, Julie Tucker, welcome to NARTS. Welcome to this wonderful association, and we're glad to have you here. We do these lives every night at more 8 than ish Eastern, although we are way more ish than 8 tonight. We do them to bring you up to date on what's happening in the business world, how it applies to resale, how any of what's happening in government and other agencies is affecting our business life as we work through COVID. We've started these back in March, and people have found it to be a great resource for support. So we have done these every night since the middle of March, and we are grateful to have you here tonight. Sundays became Self-Care Sunday, and where we take a breakout for a day about us, a day about you, a day to take a breath through all of this, Julie, because it's not easy getting through all of this, but you're not alone. You're not alone running this store, Julie, I'm just telling you. And so we look forward to learning more about you, Julie. You don't have to catch all of this live because we record all of them and they're all over on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store and the NARTS page, because we want to share them with the entire public, get everybody across to the other side, whether they're a resale store, a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. It's all about getting everybody over to the other side because we want everybody to survive this. If you weren't going out of business before COVID, you should not go out of business because of it. And being in a supportive environment, we can help everybody through. So, thrilled to have you here. Thrilled to have you here. Let's see. Oh, that we started talking about. I'm going to talk about that. Hopefully I can get back on topic this week. And cover some of the things on time payments that I promised to cover you about on flex payments that a lot of stores are doing, and on shipping, because I really got to cover the shipping thing, because that's been a real bottleneck for people, and I got to get you over it. So I do want to cover that, and I'm hoping that that we can get back to that this week. I'm sad to see, what Neiman Marcus has done. So Neiman Marcus came out of bankruptcy this month with news that they're permanently closing their new store in New York City that cost them $80 million, that opened just over a year ago. But they're also billing associates, for healthcare Neiman paid for during their furlough, giving rehired staffers just 2 months to pay the premiums that would normally have been deducted from their paychecks. Those who can't afford it are being told to take out loans to cover the costs. And at the same time that the CEO got a bonus of $6 million from the bankruptcy protection, after he was paid $4 million before they filed bankruptcy. He got a $4 million bonus to hang out in case they filed bankruptcy, and then he got paid a $6 million bonus after that, after seeing the company through the bankruptcy process. That's a hard one to lead with. How do you get rank and file to lead? Okay, you can't lead that way. Okay, that's not effective leadership. As a leader, you have to make your employees' day before they will make a customer's. Fix that and you can grow sales. Keep a do it because I said so or I got mine attitude and sales will fall. Everybody at Neiman Marcus, this isn't secret information. Everybody knows that he got $10 million this year, in addition to whatever they were paying him. This is just bonus money. So it is a sad state for what was a great company. So I just hate to see that. I love this, and I'm glad Angie's on here tonight. You still with me, Angie? Give me a like. because Angie's the queen of windows. Angie Hulu's, I mean, she is promotion in windows, and if you look at any of the windows she has designed over the years, and her photo album of windows is just amazing. And I love this quote because it was talking about making sure you can see into your windows. And if you think about the good old days on Fifth Avenue in New York and things, and how people would just come to see the windows, okay? I mean, they would just stroll down the street, just looking in. Look, I want to see what's in there. Windows are important. And you got to make sure people can see in. We light ours up well at night and everything. But I love this quote. Think of your windows as the invitation. The store is the party. Your windows are the invitation to the party. The store is the party. Think about that. All right? I mean, that was just really great. I just love that look at things. It's just such a smart way to do it. You know, and there's just not enough of that going on. So, hang on, I got a couple more things for you here, guys, tonight, and then I will let you go. Let me just double check my pile here. Hang on a second. Okay. Got it. Our friends at David's Bridal, okay, adapting to the pandemic world, has invested in augmented reality. I mean, isn't getting married sometimes augmented reality anyways? David's is providing visitors to its website with 3D and augmented reality visualizations of its 50 best-selling dresses. Without downloading a separate app, customers can place life-size dresses in their homes and zoom in on details such as beading, fabric, and trains. Full 360-degree angle views enable shoppers to walk around the dress in their room, see how it looked next to other wedding party outfits, and examine intricate details up close and personal directly on the website before heading to the stores. And brides who already have their gowns can wear them standing side by side with virtual bridesmaid dresses to see which colors and prints match best and take a screenshot to refer at later. I mean, again, you have to reach your customers where they are. And I think this was a smart move on their part because people are still getting married. I mean, let's not forget, Zach and Rachel just a couple weeks ago got married. Big wedding. Well, not big wedding. Big celebration. It would have been a big celebration had it not been for COVID. But I mean, these types of events are still happening, okay? And people are already planning big events for the future. So they're already planning future weddings and future things. So having a way, and the dress is one of the first purchases when you find out you get engaged. That's the first place people go, is to look for a dress. So it's a big, big deal, and I just think that the biggest lesson from that, okay, and how do you apply it to your world, is how do you reach your customers wherever they are, okay? David's Bridal knows their brides are staying home. They aren't coming in with big parties like you see on Say Yes to the Dress, okay? You can't have 20 people crowding into the bridal area. So they're doing this as a way to accomplish that. So, some of you are doing some of that with your live shows and how you're reaching customers. So this is just another way to do it. And because it's, Halloween month, Tasmanian devils are making a comeback, although it has nothing to do with Halloween. Who knew they were real? It's been about 3,000 years since Tasmanian devils roamed free in mainland Australia, but that's about to change. 26 of them are being released into a 1,000-acre sanctuary to not only help rejuvenate the Tasmanian population, of ferocious little devils, but also reduce the number of feral cats that have decimated other species. It's all about the food chain, people. Food chain. Tasmanian devils. And I thought it was just the Warner Brothers character, Tasmanian devil. I mean, didn't he do that? I don't know. I have to watch my cartoons. I need a Saturday morning off so I can watch cartoons and catch up. Let me put in with that. I didn't get the boss anything for Boss's Day, so I'm probably not getting that. I like this quote. If you're not willing to risk the unusual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary. If you're not willing to risk the unusual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary. Okay, moving on to our friends in government. A couple things going on. This is an interesting one that actually comes to us from Massachusetts. The town of Chelsea, Massachusetts, which is outside of Boston, closer to Boston than I am, is experimenting with a version of universal basic income. Universal basic income is a theory that every person in society should get a check every month from the government regardless. Okay, that's the short version of it. And Chelsea is experimenting with that starting next month by giving residents between $200 to $400 a month for the next 6 months. That can be used for anything. There's no description of what gets you 200 versus 400, but there's 2,000 families that are participating in this that will receive $200 to $400 a month for the next. They have enough money for 4 months, and they're hoping for 6. Hey, Rose! Oh, that's great, Rose. I love it. I love it. So it's just something interesting to follow that's happening out there. And it's making news on the government front right now as all the stimulus talks are stalled in Washington. And as all of that is happening, that's the other question that I've been getting from you all tonight is what's going on with the president, McConnell, Mnuchin, Stevie Boy, and Nancy. And a lot's going to happen this week. Whether that actually turns into anything other than theater, okay? And remember, when I use the term theater, is they're just doing it for show. They're doing it to entertain, likely themselves, because it really is not entertaining to us, the American people, the American small business owner who is working their way through this, okay? It is not entertaining to us, okay? You have what the president says, you have what the speaker says, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who is working with Secretary of the Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, and they are working on a larger stimulus package. Okay, in theory, somewhere in the $1.5 to $2 trillion range, something along those lines. Using some previously unspent money brings that total actual cost down a little bit, but that's the idea. And there's lots of disagreements on it. Okay, the speaker has said they have 48 hours not to finish discussions, but if they want to get a bill done before the election, they have to get it done by Tuesday. Part of the reason for the Tuesday deadline is the Senate President, Mitch McConnell, okay, the head of the Senate, or the ranking Republican in the Senate, okay, Senate Majority Leader, excuse me, because the Senate President is the Vice President. The Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, has said he will have 2 separate votes on relief legislation this week that are much smaller in the Senate. He will have one that is a standalone, clean, quote-unquote, clean bill on just extending the payroll protection program, and another on a broader bill, but only that costs about $500 billion. And, you say that, and it's almost like $500 billion isn't real money. So there's a high-stakes game of chess. At this point, it's a lot of theater. The Tuesday deadline from the Speaker is really to try to force the hand of Mitch McConnell. If they get a deal, it's expected that it would force the Senate to get in line with it. If there's no deal and there's, the Senate puts up its vote, it's expected to not pass because it's not comprehensive enough. So why fix anything if we can't fix everything? And like I've always said, I mean, you go back to any presentation I've done, I've always had a slide in there about government. And whenever they try to do something big, it doesn't work. Okay, I mean, the country needs big relief. There are big issues. There are big economic holes right now. There are real problems. Okay, and there are families that are hurting. There are businesses that are hurting. There are communities that are hurting. There are cities, states, towns, schools, all of them that are hurting financially. I mean, shoot, one of my neighbors is fireman for the town over, and he got laid off. Okay, these are real things that are happening because of budget cuts. Okay, and the lack of any, just the evaporation of funds. Okay, while everybody's costs are going up. Okay, keep in mind, the cost of everything, PPE. I mean, shoot, just buying paper towels costs more now. And toilet paper. So it's hard. So I don't have any predictions. In talking to my contacts in Washington tonight, I have nothing for you as far as the prediction of what'll come out. At this point, I'm calling it theater until they call my bluff. I welcome Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin. Okay. Larry Kudlow. I mean, I've talked to Larry. Call my bluff. Tell me that this isn't theater for the American people, that you're just pacifying us until after the election, that you're just saying you're trying, because it looks like theater to me. I would prefer that we find a way to open Broadway, bring our buddy Lin-Manuel Miranda back on stage, bring us that kind of theater. This political theater, the American people deserve better. Okay, and that is not partisan. That is, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, we deserve better. Okay, you didn't cause this pandemic, but the effects of it across this country are still, the pandemic itself hasn't gone away yet, and neither have its effects. So we need people that lead. Okay, we need people to stand up and lead. Having a title doesn't make you a leader. Being a leader doesn't require a title. And we need this all of these people to put aside their petty differences for the sake of the American people and don't give us theater. Call my bluff. Okay, call my bluff. I'll go on any station. Call my bluff. Okay, that this isn't theater. I would love to be wrong on that. Absolutely. I would do the happy dance. I'll do the Tasmanian devil dance again. Whatever dance it takes. Okay. If they call my bluff. I mean, shoot. I mean, when I had to with the first bill, they told me I had to go. Give the president a hug. I would have done that. If that gets this job done, whatever we have to do to get there. Is incredibly important. So, Nancy, Steve, Mitch, if you're watching, call my bluff. Okay? We get a wide audience here. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody that knows somebody knows something. I say call my bluff. Tell me that this isn't theater. So that is what's happening there. I will keep you up to date on it as I know more. I certainly expect more info on it tomorrow as information comes out. I'll be talking about it as I have the info. Well, you know that this is Self-Care Sunday, the day for you. We had our Self-Care Sunday recipe of the week, the gourmet macaroni and cheese with Burson, which is in the narts.org/resalestrong cookbook at narts.org/resalestrong takes you directly to the cookbook, all the recipes that we've had for all the Self-Care Sundays, every single one of them. You know, these videos and everything we talk about here, all the resources that I've talked about are available at narts.org/resalestrong, narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. They are all there, including the direct link to the YouTube channel where these videos live in order so you can easily find them. You're not alone running this store. The YouTube channel, You're Not Alone Running This Store, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell so you know when a new video drops. They drop by noon the next day. Thank you, Adele and Cassandra, for making that all happen. They make me look good. Thank you very much. I am here every night for you, live in the NARTS private Facebook group at more 8 than ish Eastern. Although tonight, I tried to get away with you people buying into that Central Time today, but hey, more 8 than ish Eastern in the NARTS private Facebook group. That's where you get me live. That's where you get to ask your questions live every night. Absolutely, we get to do that. If you have a question in between, or if you're a friend who's in business, doesn't matter what the business is, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, hair salon, nail salon, dog groomer, we've helped them all, and we will help everybody get to the other side, because that's what we do. You have a question in between, you just email me, or a question that's just a little too personal for here, you just email me. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Neil at ECIstores.com is where you find me. Make sure you include your phone number in the email so I can give you a call back. We're gonna get you to the other side of this, I promise. It was Self-Care Sunday, and I do hope you got some self-care. Vina, you and Art looked great in your updated picture. I saw that yesterday out at a fair. I forget what you were actually at, but you guys looked great. Good to see you here tonight. I will be back here tomorrow night at more 8 than ish. But until then, know that you, and most especially you, yes, Julie, you, I'm talking to you tonight, you who joined NARTS, our newest member, you're not alone running this store. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. It's time for dinner. Have a great night.